We know that in July, the heat waves were remarkably widespread and intense in several parts of the Northern Hemisphere. We focused on three regions that were particularly impacted, which is the northwestern part of the United States, then the southern parts of Europe, and then China. And there were places in these three regions where the temperatures had hit record-breaking levels at several places. And our findings were not surprising in that there is a climate change signal in all of these events, although the numbers vary due to the definitions that we have taken.
Now, you know that for years, scientists like you have been piecing together the direct link between climate change and extreme weather events. What is the current consensus?
Well, when we look at the way the world has been warming since the Industrial Revolution back in 1850s, the world is now at 1.2 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial levels. What this means is that, the different global regions have also warmed. And as a consequence, we can expect more and more heat events. We can expect more extreme precipitation events. And the consensus is that there is a climate change signal in all of these events.
How much time would you say the world has until these changes become irreversible?
What we are doing is we are looking at the evidence the rate at which the world is warming right now. And with that, we can see, how long can we continue to adapt to these events. So the point where we cannot do so anymore, that would be when the tipping point would have struck. And it is not yet too late, and we can still do enough to bring the world back on track, and at least to end this upward spiral and to start changing it, to start reversing it.
If extreme weather events become more frequent, which changes are we likely to see in the foreseeable future on planet Earth?
Well, the biggest change would be that we would see more and more hot extremes like the ones we are seeing this year, the ones we saw last year. So we can expect such events to happen more and more frequently. And looking from our recent studies, we see that if the world continues to warm as it is, and as soon as we reach the 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, by that time, we can expect to see such events to happen almost once every 2 to 5 years in all of these regions. And what that means is that there would be a lot of implications for the more vulnerable communities who would be disproportionately affected. And that would also bring along with it problems with finding ways to adapt to such events as we go into the future.